Parking lot.
That's sick.
Popcorn flavored caramel peanut stout. Like, you almost want to buy it just to
try it.
just to see, you know.
So this is the banana pudding cream ale.
Oh, dude.
Too. So, wow. Isn't that nuts?
Thanks,
You're
bro.
trying it?
I told him.
Yes, man, I love banana pudding. Literally love banana pudding.
Is, you know, you could have a really bad barrel, but when you blend them together, you can make it really good. On beer, if you brew a really bad beer, it's a really bad beer.
Man.
The noses are ridiculous. Like you said, like a fudge brownie.
But like one that just came out of the oven
Yeah.
too. Like the nose is warmer than room temperature. It's like this is the barrel aged one.
No. So all the barrel aged ones I have left are right up there.
Up here.
So you can't have this one.
Lactose.
Yeah, it's got. So this is, and I want you to smell it though. This
You can try a little bit, right?
You know what? I'm gonna show Jimmy something off camera.
No. I decline.
That doesn't sound suspicious.
That sounds sus.
No, seriously. So I got.
No reach arounds, buddy.
So this is the banana pudding cream ale.
Oh, dude. You just keep on calling my name with these things.
You're
bro.
trying it?
I told him.
Yes, man, I love banana pudding. Literally love banana pudding.
Thanks, bud.
Oh, let me see the can. Make sure you get this on camera so they can see this.
Please know I would down all these, but I'm driving. So
Oh
I'm
no,
trying to
you're
be-
good. That's what I do too. So, wow, isn't that nuts?
Spot on.
That's
Banana
crazy,
pudding.
dude.
So in this one,
You didn't boil banana pudding.
so just like this has got banana
Bananas.
in it. So we basically we don't want chunks of banana to look like a slushy, but that's the reason why the color looks like it does.
You get the vanilla wafer in there too. Almost
yeah.
crazy.
And like the creamy on the
Yeah,
what's
the
that?
topping, the meringue
Yeah,
kind of.
yes.
Golly.
Isn't that good?
It's killer, bro.
Wow.
You know, going back to like what we talked about whenever I was down at the Blendery, it's like being a fat kid. That's how we come up with a lot of these on our pastry cream ales and our pastry stouts. It's like, you know, as I'm eating banana pudding, I'm like, damn, that make a damn good beer. And the next thing we know, we're brewing a banana pudding cream ale.
So I bought a Bluebell ice cream banana pudding, and this reminds me of that in a way.
Yeah.
I can see that.
This is super good, dude. I might drink all this one.
You are causing everybody else to elevate their game because these are so good. Mm-hmm. And I know, the first time I talked to you on the phone, and I was like, man, the market's, this is a couple years ago, the market's changing. You got, everybody wants something different, and man, and at that point we were putting out, I don't know, like 2 a month. And I thought that was a lot, like to come up with 2 new things a month and this or that. And now we're at like 4 a week.
I'm about to say 4 or 5 a week. Yeah.
And it's like, and then you were like, yeah, man, I get it. And I was like, isn't that a pain in the ass to keep coming up with all these new things? And you're like, hell yeah, it is. Like it's a lot of work, especially to do it the right way and do it well, to where you can come up with a bunch of stuff, but to have all of these I started my cart over there to where everything I've had I want to buy because it's so good.
Yeah,
It is.
And I know Tim's big at, just like you are, sharing with everything. So it's hard to not think about, as he knows, 5 or 6 more people that he might bump into that would enjoy
Yes.
trying this. You go, well,
Yes.
I don't know if I would drink it, but then you try to go, I'll drink it. Then 5 more people would drink it, and then it just continues to connect the brands and stuff.
100%.
That's the
Like
big problem.
these are so cool to have. Like even like at gatherings, and you got people coming over, and you're like, hey man, try this out. Like people that would not even think to try it, and they try it, like, what the fuck am I missing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to buy one of these just for my mom. And she's coming down next month. And it's like, dude, she's gonna love this.
Yeah.
Like,
And the best part is it doesn't taste like beer. So if it was like somebody who's like, I don't drink beer, you're like, oh, this isn't beer, just drink it up.
Yeah, because my girlfriend, she's like, oh, I don't like beer. I don't like beer. But I'm gonna buy it and
this.
try this. And
I'm
she's
a little
like,
buzzy. you know?
Well, so we when people come in here, they're like, I'm not a beer drinker. What do you have?
What are you doing here? That's the first question.
They come to eat.
come to eat. They're probably with other people.
They come with other people. So my whole thing is, I promise you, and we always do, I'm gonna find something here you're gonna leave and you're gonna like. But
Yep.
you know, the flip side of this is you can make it too overpowering or too sweet.
Yeah.
And so
These aren't bad, though.
Well, we've learned.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, going in our 12th year, we've learned how to make it
Balance.
taste like it, but not over.
Yeah.
Because we have, like the one that, I don't know if you ever had it, is one of the first slushies we did. It was a key lime pie slushie. And like, if you like a good key lime pie,
Love it.
should hit you right here.
Yeah. The tartness.
Well, you did this, it hit you here.
You get that sour back here.
So, I mean, I would say probably 85% of the people that had it were like, nope. But that 15% of people were
Love it.
buying cases of it. And I'm like, what is
That
wrong
shit's
with
all
you?
good. That
You
shit's
know?
long gone, ain't it?
Oh yeah, we'll probably never do it again.
Yeah.
Because
It didn't sell well.
Well, I don't like the negative comments, and so, you know, on social media.
Uh-huh.
And so like that 150% group of the people.
You love them because what happens is if you've had 10 years, but like if Tim's in what, year 3?
About to be.
About to be in year 3. So, you know, we talk about social media and its impact. If there are 10 comments about one beer that people didn't like, but you said you sold out, then 1,000 people, by the time he gets to year 10, he'll probably have I know how to do it, but he'll have well over 1 million followers at some point, and 500,000 people will be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. This is good whiskey. You got the wrong thing. Go try this. If you tried it, then you just maybe got the wrong. The point is the community will defend you because 90% of the people that come here or that probably comment, as he has 5-star reviews, they're gonna be like, oh, well, who'd you go with? Did you meet Tim? You know, then it turns into this argument about, okay, you're arguing about the whiskey. Did you meet the guy? Did you ask questions? Oh, you didn't know what you were looking for.
Yeah, because your patrons will have your back 100%.
And it goes back to the thing I know he's focused on. It sounds like you too. It's customer experience. So I told him, I said, if we highlight customer experience, by the time we're done and everybody, like, just imagine 1,000 more people over the next year that come to the Blendery, meet him, get into video contact, they become real life supporters. So then 10 years from now, when we have a long-term consumer or customer's like, oh, I just drink Blendery stuff. One person says a bad thing, they're like, have you met Tim? It won't even be about the whiskey. It'll be like, so you didn't meet Andy, you didn't talk to Richard, you didn't talk to all the people there that could have guided you. You just went in and bought something?
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way there.
tasting,
Everything's
you know,
so
there's a lot.
unique, you can't just go in and buy
You showed
something.
up on a Saturday when we
Yeah.
had 50 people in there and a line out the door. Yeah, that's probably
You
not.
didn't
a
make
good
an
experience.
appointment?
Yeah, you know. And but I love, you gotta lean into, I told the guy that the other day, he said, Trev, there's a video I did with a guy on marketing, and he said, can you take down that comment? I said, it's fine, dude. So let me tell you something, God created bad like he created good. I said, and you need the bad to support the good, believe it or not.
100%. Well, you know, and for us, you know, like beer, you know, it's either going to leave a good taste in your mouth or bad. And so, you know, that's why we always try to find something where they like it.
Yeah.
We sometimes we won't do flights anymore because our goal is like, you know, when you go to Brahms, you go to ice cream parlor, you can sample all the ones you like before you buy it.
Yeah.
So we do the same thing. We have our customers come up here and they're like, can I get a flight? I'm like, we don't do flights today. They're like, what do you mean? Well, we're not going to charge you for these samples because I want to find the beers that you do like, so you buy a case of them to go home.
Yeah.
And so we'll walk them through that, and sometimes the lines will get long, but you know, when that person complains, like, I waited 10 minutes. Yeah, well, I'm about to give you 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
beer, let's sample, it's food, because I hate when we used to do flights and the tables look like this, and 75% of the beers that they picked for the flights, they didn't like.
You know what he needs in his place? You need flight attendants.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. If everybody, hey, this is our flight section and you're here, today you've got a flight attendant. We're going to walk you through everything that you need.
Well, that's
Give
our
me
room. We'll make that room the flight room.
Hey, look, just remember I said,
I need a
I was
flight
like this.
Mile High Club, buddy.
We know where his mind is.
It was straight left.
I can just see the little cute little asses running around. I'm totally kidding. It's not Hooters.
When you think about that, man, I told Tim that even when he was at the Blendery last week. I said, dude, it was a fucking zoo. And you know, cause like here, you come down off of a high after like literally trying to keep everybody happy per se.
Yeah.
On a Saturday, they got to have like almost bar ambassadors or whiskey ambassadors in a sense where people can walk around. And, how you guys doing? You guys need anything? How'd you like that rye? You guys ready for your next pour type stuff? Because he's producing, he's bottling, he's packaging. There's people blending. I mean, you look up. and there's a lot going on.
And trying to appease the company that's there too, right?
And that part, and people want that customer like that. Hey, well, I'm here.
And now we're to the point to where people are they're driving from many states away now. Like, I mean,
Making a trek of it.
yeah, so it's 5 to 10 hour drive that people are coming to just pick up bottles, and it's like, yeah, you're not a member. Yeah, you can't hang out in the deal, but you drove 7 hours to get here. Like,
Show some commitment there.
Come in, man. Let me host you for 30 minutes at least. Like, so. But yeah, sometimes like, and we just changed that to where it's like now we have like 3 or 4 probing questions for everybody that walks in, so we can find out if you drove from out of state, because we don't want you to come in and leave 5-minute turnaround, like use the bathroom, and now you're driving back to Louisiana. Like, come in and stay a while. Like, let me give you something that that is worth your trip over here, other than the bottles that you're taking home. So yeah.
Yeah, that would be a little disappointing to drive all that way, and it was like, oh, you're not a member.
Yeah, well, yeah, you feel like that. You feel like, well, damn, what the fuck? I just spent this money and picking up these bottles. But Tim, those guys would never do that.
Well, it's just asking.
But only if we know.
Yeah,
if we don't know, or
But I mean,
tell us, like,
if I drive 5 hours, I'm gonna let you know. Hey, man, I just drove 5 hours.
yeah, I would do the same.
And to me, it's cool whenever customers tell us that, right? Because
Yeah.
we get the same thing here.
100%.
One of the things that my team does, we call them beer tenders, not bartenders. And so, like, when we do a new release, that whole week, when people are sitting here, they'll either, if it's on tap, they'll fill up a pitcher, or if it's not, they'll crack open cans on a tray, and they're like, would you like to sample our new release? And they'll do it. My favorite thing is when we are canning, it's like bring a 6-pack over and be like, you want to taste the freshest beer you ever drink?
Oh, that's cool.
And then we'll do it. And then if people say, I drove here from, Louisiana or wherever to come here.
Oklahoma City.
Well, then the first thing that we do is like, hey, you want to go taste the beer off the tap line? I mean, right off the canning line. Because to that blows their mind more than anything, because hardly any breweries you get to taste the beer right off the canning line. That's why I wish we were canning today, because it'd be cool to see it and try it, because that beer comes off the canning line at 31 degrees.
Another day, we definitely will do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Yeah. So we used to on Fridays when we were canning during COVID is
31 degrees.
I would get my team hyped up because we were just so busy during COVID, and everybody was working working too many hours. Is I would come in and I would shotgun a beer off the line, kind of start the day.
Hell yeah.
Well, then I told everybody, I'm doing it on
I like your
Fridays.
style.
Well, then my team figured it out. Like, okay, he's doing it on Fridays, and they would move the schedule around. And I was like, damn, this is 4 weeks in a row on Friday that we're canning 13% stouts, because they would want to see me
Shotgun that.
and then I would just go sit in my chair, like, oh shit, what just happened?
Yeah. Talk about a head buzz.
That'll get your weekend started.
That's some Luke Combs shit right there.
Luke ain't got nothing on that.
He shotguns them tall boys though. I can't do that
What
shit no
would you
more.
say is the major difference between whiskey and beer? In terms of production, selling, all that stuff.
Well, the neat thing about the Blendery is, and I can let Tim touch on this more than me, is you could have a really bad barrel, but when you blend them together, you can make it really good. On beer, if you brew a really bad beer, it's a really bad beer. And knock on wood, that we've really kind of have figured that out. But in the early stages, especially because we started brewing on a 55-gallon system, then 200-gallon system, and now a 1,000-gallon system, is when you scale up, there's a lot of problems. And so we were having to dump like 2,000-gallon tanks down the drain. And we would go Facebook Live. Look, here's what happened. This beer, something didn't work well. And here's going down the drain, because like if you never had 903 before, and this is the first 903 that someone gives you, and it's bad, in your mind 903 sucks.
Yeah.
So there's a time where for us, yes, that's very expensive to dump beer down the drain, but it's more expensive to put a shitty product out.
Oh,
Yeah, you lose
can't bounce
customer
back from
base.
that.
Customer base falls
You
off.
can't come back from that.
Right.
So there would be times where like, we can't afford this, we really need to package it, but we really can't put that beer out in the market. So
I love the transparency too. Just Facebook Live, being honest about it. People
that right
respect
there is a
that.
brilliant move, and I try to tell people, like, look, post those errors.
Yeah.
As I think everybody thinks it just works because the door's open. There's a reason why people have jobs, and it's to keep fires out or put a fire out. You don't have a job because things work.
Or suck it up and take the loss because we want good product.
And again, long-term customer. The long-term customer, some people don't think about. So now you got people like us. You go, man, where else do we go get whiskey outside the Blendery? Nowhere.
I mean, lately nowhere.
I only go to the liquor store to get tequila or something else. But like now, where do you go get beer?
You hear that? You see that in so many groups. But the thing I touched about at our last time is I'm not a beer snob. I'm not a wine snob. I'm not a spirit snob. So when I got to experience the Blendery and they gave me 3 different barrels, I liked them all. But it was neat to see how it changed from it, because they were like, this is where you dump it. I'm like, look, this is where I dump it. Put it in there.
Oh, the dump
there, he did a blend.
But then we ended up drinking the beaker, right? Like, well, let's try what we dump.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're like, damn, this is good too.
It's all good.
I've had my share of dump whiskey.
Yeah. But then the other thing was, we were talking about rye, how people say, I don't like rye. Well, you just hadn't had a good one.
That's right.
And so like in people's mind, they don't like rice, or they don't like wheats, or they find out that's all that I do like. But then once you try more, then you expand. So for me, I always put it in my perspective when someone's like, I've never really had craft beer, I don't like craft beer. There's a point I didn't either. And then like the first, I guess, craft beer that I thought I had was a Blue Moon. And then you were like, it's not clear, right? So you're like, oh, I'm intimidated by it.
Yeah.
You're like, I like it. Well, what else is out there?
Yeah.
And so the beauty of what you guys have is you have all sorts of, like us, different stuff that like, this may not be your jam, but what is, this is. Or if you don't like a rye, you're like, I got one for you to try. That's really good. Oh, that's a rye.
Yeah, it fools them.
Yeah.
What
Like
about
that
you?
Mo-Beach?
What would you say is the main? Yeah, I finished that the other night. What would you say is the main difference, though, just in your experience, being new to owning a distillery?
Well, between a brewery and a distillery is time. So I mean, if we're not waiting the time because we're buying the barrels that already have age on them.
Yeah.
But say if we were making it or whatever, I mean the whiskey has been in the barrel for 8 to 9 years before we're even opening it to see what it's like.
It's a long span.
So yeah, which is why I don't distill right now, because I don't want to wait 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years and then I fucked it up.
Yeah.
Let's start over.
Yeah.
Like I can't do
Way
that.
too big of a loss.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the diversity and the different barrels and getting things from different distillers and basically picking out what I think is the best and basically cherry picking the best stuff that then we can either bottle it as a single barrel. We can take something that, because I mean, in the beginning when the first truck showed up, like that was maybe my most like nerve-wracking day, because I had like 70 plus barrels, and what was on this truck decides my future. If it's bad, then I like, what am I gonna do?
Thank God it wasn't.
Thank God it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, so.
And you had to run through those barrels. Back then you didn't have all this help like you have now, right?
Well, on barrel day, people want to help.
Hey, call me next time.
Same thing for us for Cannon Day.
Yeah.
So, I knew nothing about spirits, and then having that relationship with Iron Root was, for me, they released vodka and gin early on, but, for me, a lager is grain into glass is 8 weeks. Like everything else, like our stouts, our cream ales, our IPAs, grain into glass is 4 weeks. For me, it's very impatient, and I'm like, damn, you guys got to wait 3 to 4 years to try this.
Well, sometimes if we try a barrel, and thankfully we haven't had a lot of barrels that are like, that's just not good. We'll say it's not ready yet, and then I mean we put it away. Sometimes we'll try to like elevate it in the warehouse so it's in the hottest position, and it'll change the most. But still, we put it away for a year and a half, 2 years before we even try it again. And it's remarkable what a little bit of age does. I say a little bit, but years waiting.
Literally.
But then some of the best ryes that we just bottled, I remember tasting 2 years ago and saying,
They weren't there.
It's not where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And then but you can't, like, I just forget about it and focus on other things. And then, okay, all right, now, yeah, I don't even remember when the last time I tried it. And then I'll check the notes, and it's like, oh, it's been 2 years since I've tried this barrel. Hey, Richard, let's try this one now. And it's like, whoa, this one's really good. Let's bottle this. So it's more about forecasting and like, hey, yeah, this one's not great now, but here's this, or this one is great now. Let's make sure to bottle it in the next couple months so we don't lose what makes it special. So it's I guess planning, like on a larger scale would be maybe the bigger difference, because there's so much time that goes by, and that's why I cram so many barrels in that small little warehouse, so I can have a blank canvas of things I always have something, okay, yep, this one will be ready in a couple months. This one's ready now. This one, don't know if it's ever going to be ready, but it's not ready now. Let's forget about it. So
I forget which one it was. We were there the other day, and you tasted some bitterness, and you're like, I'm going to let it sell. We'll revisit it in a month.
Yeah, I know exactly which one it was.
And so for me, it was funny as I didn't taste that, but you did, right?
Yep.
And so like that's the reason why, like, my palate on the beer side, I know. Your palate on the whiskey side, you know.
Yep.
And it's very important to have it, because if you don't and you put a product out, same thing as you've got to look at, you may like it, but does your customer? So like, I don't brew beer for me.
Yeah.
Because if I did, it would just be 15% stouts and that's it. I got to brew for everybody.
Sure.
And so it's like, I try this and I'm like, would this person like this?
Yeah.
You know, so that's what you have to remember. Same thing on your side.
You got to brew for your demographic.
We've got a lot of different like whiskey clubs and groups right now that we have finishing projects going on. And hey, can we come up and try it? Yep. They come up and try it. It's ready to go now. Let's give it a couple more weeks. Like, hold on a second. Like, here's where it was. Like, we took a sample of it before. Here's where it was at this state. Here's where it is now. Like, see where it's tracking. I think in a couple more weeks, it's gonna hit its peak. So, hey, if you're cool with it, trust the process. Let's put out the best version of this that we can. And sometimes they're like, no, we like it the way it is. Okay, yeah, it's yours. Like, let's bottle it now. But most of the time now, it's like, all right, yep, we trust you. Let's make it the best version. And then when it does come out, then even they say, wow, like, I can't believe how much better it got. So
Yeah.
that's the cool part. I mean, it takes a lot of time to kind of feather in, like, all that, like, if you're finishing a project and sometimes you take it out, put it in stainless, put it in, and like I mean, we're talking hours this, and it's a lot of moving parts, but at the end of the day, it's worth it, because it's like, I still have some of the bottles that we did 2.5 years ago, and like our first finishing project, date night, the port finished rye, it's like,
That's a good one.
it's an awesome one, and it's like, man, it's so cool. So I like revisiting it, and it's like, okay, I'm really glad I spent the extra time on that, because we got the best whiskey in the bottle.
Well, and that's how you learn, is over time.
Yep.
Of making those mistakes.
And you make less mistakes.
Yeah.
So
You still make them, just
Yep.
less of them.
Yep.
You got to run to the bathroom?
No.
I was like, Trent's about to go.
I was going to say.
I have built up such a tolerance, but how I've learned, if you want to eat, if you want to drink a lot,
Pasta, right? That's your trick.
you got carbs,
Get
just
a base.
carbs.
Carve it up.
Yeah.
Carbs, because if, like, how I learned it was when I was trying to do low carb diet, and then I tried to drink like I could, I was like, oh, I'm a cheap date.
You were loaded.
2
So
beers, he's lit.
we didn't do What the Fudge, did we?
No,
last
we
one?
didn't.
So this year for Barrel Age Fest, we released 3 different ones. This was my favorite one, and this one here has got peanut butter, chocolate, and caramel. Some people pronounce it caramel. And so,
Can't wait for this one. I gotta get me a little package together to take home. I'm in hog heaven over here. Got that on camera?
so
Thank you.
So the flavor. So last time at the Blendery, we talked about temperature.
Yeah.
And the lower the temperature, you're muting the flavor. So this is at room temperature. So this thing's gonna be
Flavor bomb.
what it should.
So, like the other beers that we've had so far were cold. This one I just popped it off the shelf, so at the room temperature. So
Like a warm brownie on the
Dude,
nose.
the nose is
man.
crazy.
yeah. So What the Fudge. So look at that.
I even love the WTF.
Yeah.
So clever.
Man,
The noses are ridiculous. Like you said, like a fudge brownie.
But like one that just came out of the oven
Yeah.
too. Like the nose is warmer than room temperature. It's like you
No
just stuck.
lactose in this.
100%.
No, it's okay. I'll survive.
Like you open the oven door.
Yeah.
So we use PB2 peanut butter. We did use peanut butter flavoring, so you get that aroma. Oh my god! And then that
That's
chocolate caramel.
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
That might be my favorite of the day.
Oh my gosh. That thing is nuts.
So with the iron root barrels, all of them lend heavy vanilla.
Okay.
So the vanilla, I mean, you get a lot of the barrel.
Oh, that was in an iron root barrel.
That is tasty, bro. Super
what's the percentage
good.
on this one?
So that's
13 and a half.
You're gonna be slapped. I'm stupid off of 2 of those, buddy. Yeah,
I told him, I was like, now I understand why you sell the 4-pack of Sasquatch. I was like, 'cause I only got through
So
3.
would you drink this at room temperature, or would you 55 degrees or
I drink it like
room
it's
temperature?
room temperature. I just pull it off the shelf.
So good, dude. I've never had anything like this.
Not
So
good.
good.
Ton of
13
caramel.
5.
man.
This is like drinking a bottle of wine, people, if y'all don't realize that.
Oh, you talking about
Strength.
the actual strength?
Yeah,
In a- in a-
13.5%.
That's
Well,
tasty.
it's like drinking half a bottle of wine.
Oh yeah, because it's not.
Yeah, so this would be just this 12-ounce bottles. So we used to, because we keep the temperature, whether it's summer or winter, it stays like this, about 70 degrees in here. So we used to age all of our barrels in this temperature. And Jonathan Lickers from Iron Root came in and he was like, "Why are you doing that?"
He does that shit to me
Yeah,
too.
like
He comes in.
Because the humidity, or
yeah.
what?
Well, no,
I need
so
to have him out because I learn so much every time he comes.
he's so smart.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the smartest dudes I know. So because you want to keep beer cold or you don't want it to get too hot. He's like, well, the beer's done. It's finished. So why does it matter? Put it in the barrel because the hotter it is, the more that beer is going to
Expands.
marry that barrel. And the colder it is, it just hibernates.
Retracts.
It's not going to do it. So another thing that you could do to mature, like you kind of talked about, if a barrel's not moving or tasting the way you want, we can do this in the summertime. We can stack it up real high. And so if it's pulling 120 degrees off the brew deck, we'll put it up there where all that heat's going. And then after 2 or 3 days, we'll pull it down and put it in a cold room for 2 or 3 days.
So it's opened up, and then you put it in the
Yes.
cold, and it contracts, right?
So you can move it. So
Breathing it.
people always ask us, like, how long should a beer stay in the barrel? Like, it's not our job. The beer will tell you.
barrel's
Same thing
job
with
to
the
tell
whiskey,
you.
right? The whiskey will tell you when it's ready to come out.
Yeah.
We during COVID, we were not pushing a lot of our barrel aged stouts, and we were pushing more of the slushies. But we found barrels that kind of got moved around. They were in there for 3 years, and we pulled them out, and they were over barrel. So we actually had to blend those with fresher barrels to get it down, because even me, who love barrel aged stouts, is like, this is too much.
Over the top.
Too much. So you can actually, when breweries are like, this is a 4-year-old barrel aged, I'm like, oh no, it's not good.
I feel like one of the key things too that you've done is the same thing I felt with Blendery is I feel like you've made beer fun. I didn't know that beer was kind of fun and interesting. It was like, oh, old people drink it, ultras, cores, whatever.
Old people drink it.
I mean, but not only that, the flavor components. I mean, it's crazy. Like all the
you go over there,
different.
and grandpa drinking a beer and something. You're like, I don't know. I didn't know like young folks that drink beer unless we was playing beer pong, and then nobody's really drinking for those purposes. They're like, I'm trying to
They're not
bust
drinking
around
903 like that.
13.
Kansas City's a little different.
That part right there is very different. But this right here has been super fun because everything, like you said, on your cans or in the description,
It matches.
I think it better than matches, man.
Yeah, it mimics it.
You guys,
It's impressive.
like even you just putting it out of the oven, I was like, damn, I can't, that
Yep.
fresh chocolate smell that you get right out the oven. You like, damn, I want to try these brownies. They're too hot, but you can like smell.
I mean,
That's what's in that bottle, man.
bullseye on
That's
everyone,
nuts.
dude.
That's nuts. Well, guys, come out to 903 if you're in the, but they can get you HEB.
Total Wine are the two, so we're at pretty much most places craft beer sold, but our partners at HEB and Total Wine pretty much carry the whole line if it goes out.
I almost feel like, and we might have to do a subset because I didn't know this guy was international too. He was telling me about the fest over in Japan and then working to get in South Korea, Taiwan, Taipei, depending on who you're talking to. Are you in China yet?
We are in China.
You go.
They probably love
And
this.
so I'm like this. What? Because now your brain's going, how did you get over there? So that's a whole nother great story. I'd love to capture that at some point. But we got Tim from the Blendery out at 903. We got to partner with this guy. They already working on projects together. We'll keep you guys updated, so stay tuned because Tim dropped off an amazing barrel. What we are going to get is his reaction to trying a little bit more of that. What is it? Buff turkey?
It's not a turkey. Hey,
Oh yeah.
big thanks, Jeremy, for all the samples.
We didn't get your reaction to it's not a turkey, but you tried it already. What'd you think?
I loved it. Can we try it a little bit?
Of course.
It's yours now.
Can we try it? Hell yeah, we
I
can
bet
try
Jimmy
it.
finishes this one.
Now this is
He finished all them beers, but I bet he ain't gonna waste his pouring his whiskey.
that might melt your plastic.
No, so I'm gonna spread the love. Don't worry. No,
I was like,
That's a big pour.
I
That's a
said,
healthy
my man
pour.
going there, boy.
Dang, man.
I'm a
You're
blow
like
Trevor.
Trevor's first time in the blender again.
No, see, he's smart. He poured it all in a cup. He's gonna separate
no,
it
that's
because
smart.
he said the rest of that shit is.
Well, he's gonna take St. Patty's Day to the next level.
Tim, what made this one super special?
And the finish on it. That one's the most like a GTS to me.
You said that.
And it totally opens up and evolves and morphs in the glass, and you get some dark cherry notes at the end, and it's so good. And the finish on this one is like, we're talking minutes. Like you taste this, and for minutes you're chewing on it. So
thank you so much.
Thanks.
yeah, when you said, hey, the more viscosity the better when making a stout, like this thing is gonna be crazy. So
Can't wait to
hey,
see
cheers.
it. Yeah,
Cheers
salud.
to you guys.
Thanks.
Gentlemen.
It's been a great time today.
Yeah, that nose. I hate drinking out of a plastic cup, but it's so good. You don't even like the plastic cup doesn't mess up.
Oh my gosh.
Those buff turkey barrels, dude, they're just amazing.
Having remorse of like popping that one off.
Don't worry, I'm gonna hook you up. Don't worry, you're good. We're good. I'm gonna take
That
care
thing
of you.
is awesome.
Oh, that's a banger.
And that's what, 130 and some change?
134.8. Dude,
And that
I mean,
drinks like sugar, man. That's sweet. God, that's crazy.
it's so good.
So,
really is.
you know, we talk
It's
about
going. The
whenever
finish on this thing is
I first started hanging out at Iron
Big shows,
Root,
man.
you know, I would drink, like I would just drink old fashions. And then Jonathan was like, why, no, here, let's try this. And then he would put just a little bit of water in it.
Yeah.
I tried, now I drink it neat all the time. And I found out like my sweet spot is 117 to 124 is what I drink.
Yeah.
Anything under that, it's like drinking a light lager to me. So
I'm kind of there, too.
during COVID, we kind of talked about this last time, was Jonathan and I didn't get COVID because we were drinking hazmat all the time. So we were just,
Killing all them germs.
killing everything. Right?
Good old healthy wash inside.
I built up a tolerance for it, but my favorite thing, we didn't talk about this, is whenever I have buddies come over, they're like, I'm a bourbon drinker, I'm a whiskey drinker. I'll say, okay, well, here's some Iron Root, I'm gonna try you, let you try, and I'll put one hazmat in there, and they'll take that one first every time, and they probably made the same reaction you did. Thought you were a whiskey
Thought you
drinker.
could hang. Thought you could hang, bro. Oh, look at you putting that little remnant in there. Smart.
It's a good idea to kind of see what it would do.
A little real life blending experience.
I drank, the one I drank all of.
This is pretty good.
Dude, the whiskey is phenomenal.
It's pretty good, man.
So another thing that we do, and that's why I want to see if I can get with SDC if they have a bottle of the 107, is if we do the coffee. Basically, what we do is we'll soak the coffee beans in a bottle
Oh,
for about a week.
to grab the character.
Yes, and then we'll pull the beans out, and then we'll put them together.
Yeah, you're doing a small test before you like commit to doing.
Oh no. We go ahead and commit to it, but we want that whiskey flavor with
In the
coffee.
beans.
And then we recirculate. So we do a there's one coffee stout that we do that every time, and we actually use Wild Turkey 101, and we soak it in. We'll buy like, because it'll be a big run, and we'll buy a case of Wild Turkey 101 handles,
Yeah.
and then we'll put all the coffee in it, and we'll soak it in the Wild Turkey 101, and then we'll take it out. And in my mind, because I like whiskey and coffee, that this whiskey's gonna be really good. It's not good at all.
But the coffee beans, I bet, are awesome.
money. So I'm going to try to see if I can get one of those. I don't know if you ever remember with the DFW Whiskey Club, we did. It was a Widow Jane barrel, and that Raymond Taylor let us have, and we did the same thing. We found a Widow Jane bottle from that barrel, and we soaked it in the coffee, and then we did it, and it turned out. It was probably
I
one
like
of
Widow Jane.
the best ones that we did with DFW Whiskey Club.
Food for thought, man. Well, guys, drink some beer and keep it whiskey.
Enough said.
That's it.